Kichaka barged straight into the gathering where everyone was present, grabbed Draupadi by her hair, and glared at her. In that assembly, everyone was staring back at Kichaka, seething with anger. A sudden, inexplicable fear gripped Kichaka, thinking to himself, "What's this? Why is everyone looking at me so furiously?" He sensed something was off. Deciding that maybe he should postpone his plan of dishonoring her, he let go of Draupadi, quietly snuck out of there, and left for the day. That same midnight, the Pandavas held a meeting with Draupadi in a small room. By then, Draupadi was furious. She shouted at them, "Are you even men? You're like women in men's guise. Your own wife is being dragged around by her hair and beaten, and you just stand there like stones? Don't you have any shame, honor, anger, or devotion?" She kept on berating them. No matter what anyone said to pacify her, Draupadi wouldn't listen. Finally, Dharmaraja raised his voice. "Draupadi, that's enough. We know when and what needs to be done. Now leave this place." Draupadi had never seen Dharmaraja that angry before. The sight of his rage frightened her, so without another word, she left the room in tears. Seeing Dharmaraja's fury, his brothers too hung their heads in fear. At that moment, Dharmaraja went up to Bhima, placed a hand on his shoulder, and said, "Bhima, there's no need for me to tell you what has to be done tomorrow night, is there?" Then he walked away. A spark of happiness lit up on the brothers' faces. "Our elder brother himself gave us permission. What's there to wait for now?" they thought. Bhima immediately went to Draupadi and revealed his plan. Just as they planned, the next afternoon while Draupadi was in the royal garden, Kichaka came looking for her again. Staring at her, he said, "Sairandri, you have no other choice. You must become my servant. Yesterday you escaped, but today you can't." In response, Draupadi slowly said, "Yes, it's true. You said I escaped yesterday, but today I won't be able to, right?" Kichaka, not quite hearing her, tightened his grip on her hand. "What did you say? I couldn't hear you clearly." Draupadi swiftly replied, "This is exactly what I don't like. Which woman would ever like such rough behavior?" At once, Kichaka laughed and said, "Yes, Sairandri, it's my fault. I won't be rough anymore. I'll behave exactly as you please. But you'll come to my residence tonight, won't you?" Draupadi responded, "Not there. Tonight is a full moon. In the moonlight, everything looks so beautiful. There's a large hall next to this garden. No one ever goes there. Let's meet there." Kichaka's joy knew no bounds. "Yay! I've won!" he shouted, then added, "So, tonight you're going to take me to heaven, aren't you?" Draupadi smiled and said, "I don't know whether you'll go to heaven or hell, but you certainly won't remain in this world," and walked away. The auspicious moment had arrived to put an end to Kichaka, who was desperately plotting to violate Draupadi. Night fell. Kichaka set out for the pavilion Draupadi had mentioned. Outside, a fierce thunderstorm raged, lightning flashing amid torrential rain. Soaked by the rain, Kichaka finally reached the pavilion. Inside, it was pitch dark. "Where is Draupadi?" he muttered as he groped around in the darkness. Then, by the light of a sudden flash of lightning, he saw Draupadi standing there in the middle of the pavilion, wrapped in her sari. Approaching her from behind, Kichaka said, "Hey, Sairandri, see that? You've come here of your own free will to satisfy my desire. There's no woman I've ever wanted whom I didn't have my way with. If you'd only been this sensible from the start, you wouldn't have suffered any bruises from my blows. But what's done is done. Come on now, take me to that other world with the touch of your body, just like you promised. Why hide your face any longer? Turn around." He reached out to put his hand on Draupadi's shoulder. Right then, a massive bolt of lightning struck somewhere in the distance, momentarily lighting up the pavilion. In that flash, Kichaka could see a huge figure in front of Draupadi's shoulder, glaring at him with eyes like glowing embers. It was Bhima, his face blazing with anger. Shocked, Kichaka stumbled back 2 steps. "Who is that? Who is that? Draupadi, who else is in this pavilion with you? Speak up, Draupadi," he yelled. Friends, would you believe that reading just one most interesting story could make a person forget their entire life? If you read that one story to your children, they will learn all the values they need in life. Do you believe that? No matter what problem you are experiencing or might face in the future, if you read just one story, you'll find a solution. Would you believe that? Yes, it's possible. Only with the greatest epic ever told in the history of mankind, the Mahabharata. This story is 100 times more spectacular than any super hit movie. That's a challenge. The complete Mahabharata, written in Vikramaditya's words, is available in 2 volumes, both in print and as an e-book, on Amazon and 43 other online stores. This book is available in 54 languages worldwide. I've provided the links in the description below this video. Order it right away, because this isn't just a book, it's a library of wisdom for your life." Immediately, Draupadi shouted, "Your death has come, Kichaka." Then, by another flash of lightning, Kichaka saw Bhima suddenly standing a mere half step away. Bhima swung a punch beneath Kichaka's jaw. The impact was so forceful that Kichaka was thrown upward, smashing through the pavilion's roof and landing outside. In the next instant, Bhima leaped onto Kichaka's waist, hammered away at his body until every bone was ground to dust, turning him into nothing more than a lump of flesh. It had been a long time since Bhima had gotten to kill an enemy. Since this enemy had threatened his wife, he released all his pent-up rage on Kichaka and destroyed him. Word spread across all the kingdoms that someone had killed Kichaka. Eventually, the news reached Hastinapura. A spy approached Duryodhana and reported, "My lord, Kichaka tried to molest a woman called Sairandri in the kingdom of Virata, but her Gandharva husbands appeared and killed him. He was slaughtered so ruthlessly that there wasn't a single unbroken bone left. He was beaten into dust." At once, Duryodhana said, "Only Bhima would kill like that. I know for sure this is Bhima's doing. He's the one who fights like this. Uncle Shakuni, the Pandavas have been found. They must be hiding in the kingdom of Virata. Let's go." Then Shakuni spoke, "Duryodhana, we should go according to a plan. If they learn we're coming, the Pandavas will slip away. I have a strategy. Let's do it this way. That way the Pandavas themselves will come right to us. Then we can catch them. Since they've been discovered during their year of disguise, we can send them back to the forest for another 12 years. He outlined his plan in detail. As part of the scheme, Shakuni summoned King Susharma of the neighboring kingdom of Vigrata. "Susharma, if you help us, we'll give you the kingdom of Virata as a reward. All you have to do is raid the hundreds of cows that belong to Virata's domain, steal them with your men, and drive them back to your territory. Then King Virata's entire army will rush after you to retrieve them. At that time, we'll slip into the kingdom, grab Draupadi by her hair, drag her away, and bring her to our land." Things went exactly as they planned. Susharma stole all the cattle and drove them toward his kingdom. Immediately, King Virata and all his soldiers went off to battle against Vigrata to reclaim their livestock. Seizing that chance, Duryodhana readied for war against Virata's kingdom with half an Akshauhini, about 50,000 soldiers. A mile away from Virata's capital, word reached the queen within the fortress that some army from a nearby kingdom was marching to attack them. The queen lamented, "Oh no, and at the worst possible time, there's no one here to stop them." All of a sudden, she heard a voice, "I won't let them advance a single step, my queen. I'll chase them back." It was none other than Prince Uttara Kumara, King Virata's 17-year-old son. His young blood was brimming with overconfidence. "Don't worry, I'll protect our kingdom," he declared heatedly. "Where's my charioteer?" he shouted. But everyone had gone to retrieve the stolen cattle in Vigrata. At that moment, Arjuna, disguised as Brihanala, said, "I'll serve as your charioteer." Uttara Kumara retorted, "Ugh, a eunuch as my charioteer? I won't allow it." Friends, in the next episode, the content will be on a whole new level. Don't miss it. Let's meet again next Saturday at the same time. In the meantime, order my Mahabharata book right now. The links are provided below this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe right away. Till then, take care. Bye.